AEW hit on all cylinders. They've got the Continental Classic, which has been getting rave reviews, such great matches, a lot of dream matches. Not to mention, they're getting ready. Yeah, it's 6 months away, 7 months away, but All In coming to the Lone Star State, coming to Globe Life Field, the home of the Texas Rangers. And to discuss it all with me, not a better man I could find than not only the chief football strategy officer for the Jacksonville Jaguars, not only the vice chairman and director of football operations for Fulham FC of the Premier League, but he is also the president and CEO of All Elite Wrestling. It is my good friend, Tony Khan. Tony, it is so good to talk to you again. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well. Thanks for having me on, Stu.
Thanks for giving me some of your time. You're always generous, and I do appreciate it. I want to start before we get into All In and all that good stuff. Let's start with the media rights deal. You announced it last month. New media rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. A lot of great opportunities. They're starting January 1st. Dynamite's going to be not only on TBS, but it'll also be simulcast on Max. I want to ask you, as AEW moves forward in this new deal, what is your top priority coming out of this media rights deal?
Well, it's a great question, Stu. I'm really excited about putting AEW into the future, which is streaming. We've got this great home on cable. We do shows, like you said, every Wednesday on TBS and every Friday and Saturday on TNT. It's a great thing we have going on TBS and TNT. And cable is a really important platform. And if you're going to be on cable, TBS and TNT are great cable channels. They're staples of the cable industry and staples of pro wrestling. I do think it's important to move everything into the future and be ready for what's to come. And I think streaming is the way of the present and the future. And right now, being able to simulcast and keep a stronghold on TBS and TNT, but also put the great AEW shows on 52 weeks a year, every Wednesday and every weekend, and to be able to do it on Max, it's pretty exciting. It's a great platform, and it's one of the biggest streamers in the world, and I think it's the best streaming platform in the world with the best content, and I'm so excited. It's a dream come true for AEW to be alongside all the best movies and TV shows on Max.
Yeah, and we know Max has been getting more into the sports. They were showing the NBA and all that good stuff, and it's such, like you said, such a great platform. The question gets raised a lot, so of course I'm going to ask you the status of Ring of Honor as it relates to whether it could find its way onto a linear television channel or another platform. Just give me the current update on Ring of Honor status.
Well, I love that you're a big Ring of Honor fan, Stu. I see you're wearing a Ring of Honor sweatshirt right now, in fact.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
God bless my dear friend, Kerry Silken.
It's a great company, and I love ROH, and I think that really, for us, it's important to look at, there's a great opportunity to grow Ring of Honor as we grow AEW. AEW just secured this huge media rights deal, and it's a complementary thing to have another great wrestling promotion with that history. And I do think there's a lot of interest right now in Ring of Honor. I've had great conversations about TV partnerships with ROH. And I think as AEW continues to grow, there's going to be more great opportunities for ROH in streaming and television.
Okay, that sounds good. And I know Honor Club is such a great way to catch everything from Ring of Honor. Looking forward to Final Battle coming up in just a couple of weeks at the Hammerstein Ballroom, one of ROH's traditional stomping grounds. So that'll be really cool to see. I mentioned the Continental Classic, and I want to talk to you about that. It got such rave reviews last year, and so far this year, as crazy as it sounds, it's getting even better reviews. We're seeing matches that we couldn't imagine. You're seeing matchups that, it's like, oh my God, this is going to be fantastic. You look at Claudio Castagnoli and Brody King from last night on Dynamite, or Wednesday night on Dynamite, rather. Just what has impressed you most so far about the tournament, and what can fans expect in the coming weeks? We know the semifinals and finals coming up on December 28th at World's End. But just give me your thoughts on this year's version of the Continental Classic.
I think that the tournament this year has been outstanding. It's so exciting to be able to bring top wrestlers in this top competition on TBS and TNT every week and see these big matchups through this round robin format. We've got the Gold League and the Blue League, and these leagues are both stacked, and you're seeing everybody wrestle each other. And right now, the action is fast, it's furious, and it's exciting. We've got huge matches coming up this weekend on TNT, and then another big week of matches with Winter is Coming on TBS this Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And for everybody there around Texas, 7 p.m. on TBS, and also 7 p.m. Saturday on TNT. You'll be able to check out all these great matches across Dynamite and Collision. Also, a lot of big matches on Friday Night Rampage this past week. So really exciting for all of our fans that they get really great wrestlers having great matches. There's a lot of stories within the tournament. And as the rivalries build, the excitement builds, as we get closer to the finals, the competition keeps heating up. And it's a really, really exciting tournament field. Some of the best in this tournament. And AEW is where the best wrestle. And this is a great wrestling tournament.
It really is. It invokes, of course, invoking the spirit of the G1 Climax from New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's got that feel. And as I said, the rivalries that we see are just phenomenal. And I'm looking forward to see how it comes about, leading to World's End on December 28th. I want to ask you about, of course, the current AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley, and his Death Riders. They're running roughshod over AEW right now. I will say this past Wednesday night on Dynamite, it looked like we're starting to see more AEW stars stand up to the Death Riders, which up until now seemed to be kind of like a recipe for disaster. But you look at Hangman Adam Page and Switchblade Jay White. You had the return of Orange Cassidy after his match at the last pay-per-view. And then, of course, Darby Allin. Talk about the prospect of these unlikely allies stepping up to confront the world champion and his gang.
Well, I think it's a great question. I'm really excited about having the top stars in AEW all gunning for the championship. I don't think they're all aligned with each other, but they're all aligned that they want to take the championship from Jon Moxley. And we saw the fans chanting AEW as Hangman Page, Jay White, and Orange Cassidy teed off on the champion. I thought that was awesome. And that's three of the biggest names in AEW chasing possibly the biggest name ever in AEW, the greatest champion in our history, Jon Moxley, the 4-time world champion of AEW, the 6-time world champion, the only man ever to hold the AEW, WWE, and IWGP world championships. And Jon Moxley is a great wrestler, a great champion, but he is definitely the object of pursuit from some of the biggest stars in AEW. And I think it's really exciting what's happening every week on Wednesday Night Dynamite on TBS and on TNT every weekend on AEW with the great stars chasing the Death Riders. And you're right, it seemed like the top stars were all on the same page this Wednesday.
It sure did. They always say politics makes for strange bedfellows. Politics has nothing on pro wrestling. I tell you what, there was some personalities, and in fact, that scene where they're all standing in the ring, kind of looking at each other like, okay, are we on the same page or not? It was fantastic, great storytelling. I want to talk about AEW in Texas. I want to start before we get to All In. I want to start February 11th. You're coming back to the ATX. You're going to be at HEB Center in Cedar Park, the home of the Texas Stars of the AHL. February 11th for Dynamite. You and I have talked about this before, but the crowds that you get in Texas, and specifically in the Austin area, are just next level. They love AEW. Of course, bringing out, for instance, my compadre, the Natural, Dustin Rhodes. You bring out Ricky Starks, who, although he is built from New Orleans, he lives in Austin. You talk about it. Just talk about how good it's going to be to come back to Austin to, you're going to be on that road to Grand Slam, but it's going to be such a great night of action, February 11th. there at the HEB Center in Cedar Park.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be a great show. That's one of my favorite venues in wrestling. I absolutely love coming to Cedar Park. I think it's the model for wrestling venues for us. Some of our best shows since the first year of AEW television, before we were in lockdown, before we did over a year of shows out of Daly's Place. We ran Cedar Park in February of 2020, and I thought that was one of the best dynamites ever. It really set us on a great run of events into Revolution 2020. And every time we go back to Cedar Park, it's a great show. The fans around Austin, Texas are tremendous. And that venue is so great for wrestling. And I can't wait for AEW to come back. It's really possibly my favorite venue in the world for AEW. So it's going to be great.
It is. And, you mentioned, of course, leading it, before the pandemic, coming out of the pandemic, one of the first venues we ran was the HEB Center in Cedar Park. So what a great place. And then let's fast forward. July 12th, Saturday, July 12th, all in Texas at Globe Life Field, the home of the Texas Rangers. By the way, tickets on sale as of this Saturday. I know we're 7 months away, but man, the excitement for this card is really palpable. There, so many possibilities. We got to see what's going to happen, in the months to come. But just talk about, having wrestling. You set up such a great relationship with the city of Arlington, with the kind of the homestead there at the Esports Arena. It used to be the Arlington Convention Center. But just talk about how excited everyone AEW is to eventually hit Globe Life Field for All In Texas.
It's going to be so awesome that AEW is coming July 12th to Globe Life Field. We're going to have a great event. Tickets are on sale now. You can buy your tickets, AEWTix.com. We've been through the pre-sale, and then this coming week's the on sale. It's really exciting. You can definitely get tickets now, and I guarantee you this is going to be history in pro wrestling. No American wrestling company other than WWE has attempted to run a stadium show in decades. And to run a show of this magnitude, Texas is the perfect state. There's great wrestling fans all around Texas. Mm-hmm. And we think Globe Life Field is going to be packed with wrestling fans on July 12th for All In Texas. It's going to be a great AEW event. And every time AEW goes on pay-per-view, we deliver. And especially for our biggest events, just like Revolution, Sting's final encounter, Sting's last match, AEW All In Wembley Stadium, the big Forbidden Door shows we've done, time after time, AEW delivers on pay-per-view. Our last pay-per-view, Full Gear, was excellent. We packed the Prudential Center in New Jersey, huge crowd. And now we're trying something here a little different, very big scale, going from running a big arena like the Prudential Center to running a big stadium in Texas, Globe Life Field. It's going to be huge, and I'm very excited for All In Texas, and you can get your tickets for that right now.
Sounds fantastic. Of course, the fans on the Metroplex, growing up on world-class championship wrestling, so passionate, and it's going to be so much fun to be there in Globe Life Field. He is Tony Khan, the president and CEO of All Elite Wrestling. Make sure you catch Dynamite Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central on TBS, Collision Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Central on TNT. Tony, you are so generous with your time. I always enjoy talking to you. It's so good to see you. I wish you all the best. Happy holidays to you and your family. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you, Stu. Merry Christmas. And I'm excited to see you very soon. Thanks for having me on to talk about AEW.